super chat from CW, who says, tie player housing into revamp of original Azeroth. Choose an original zone to settle down in, have the local factions provide distinct rewards, cosmetics, etc. Oh man.
Lordaeron, please.
Oh man. I mean, isn't that it?
Depends on how far you want to go. Do I get to settle down in, not Mordor, Desolus? Do I get to settle down in Desolus? I don't know why. I don't know why I'd want to do that, but...
You know, it would be hard to do.
Yeah.
I think the way you'd probably have to do it is, you know, find an area of those old zones that would have space where a town maybe double the size of Goldshire or something like that could go. And then that is just the player housing area. And whenever you go in there, it's like a cross-realm thing, but you can select which instance of that housing area you're actually going to. Wouldn't be in every zone. But yeah, if you do that, spread it across the zone, and then you just build in more, you know, rewards, whatever, more interactions, local factions, more content there, things to build out your house, maybe, you know, add in construction as a secondary profession. I know that's literally the name of construction in old school RuneScape, but it's cool. So yeah, I would love that. I am a massive supporter for player housing in the game, and the reason why is pretty simple. Look, I know that, okay, I don't want to speak for Gingy and Pilav and, I don't know, you know, very competitive gameplay focused players. I don't want to put words in their mouth. I have a suspicion that they would not be the most interested in that.
Of course not.
So... yeah, for those players, it's not going to be a big boon. But I think there are so many people who, you know, they know of Warcraft, they've experienced it, it's had a place in their life, right? It is a world they've cared about for a long time. Now, if you're going to tell me that, oh yeah, you can build a house in Wildstar's Pandora, I'm just going to say back, well, I don't know Pandora, I've not been there, I don't know that universe. But I think a universe where there's 20 years, you know, there's more than 20 years of content in the Warcraft universe. That is one where players would love to have housing. And then for me, it's just a pretty simple fact of, you know, you open WoW.tools or WoW Model Viewer, you go into any new patch, what do you see? You see building blocks. You know, you see all the different doodads and M2s, you know, all the different models for just little things, you know? Tables, fruit bowls. And just the notion that, you know, I could do a bunch of stuff for the Night Elves, and I could unlock a bit of the Night Elf kit. I don't know why unlocking a Night Elf fruit bowl is cool, but in the same way that you build your house in Valheim, and you make it all real nice, and you decorate it the way you want, and it's satisfying. I think World of Warcraft is a universe that people, you know, a world that people care about enough that that's something they actually would want.
Absolutely, 100%. I just have one question. Where would you want your player house to be?
Oh dear. Why is my head saying Westfall and Azure Mist?
What's wrong with you?
Okay, so I think Azure Mist because it has this really nice, relaxing ambient music.
It does.
But no, I think... Or Stranglethorn, though? Honestly, I'd probably try to have multiple houses.
Of course you would.
You know, hitting up everything. Oh man, that stuff would be so good.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think we do have. I don't think I've missed any super chats. There are two more. Oh yeah, Grant Johnson said cross-faction guilds with sanctuary, like a sanctuary guild hall. All I can say to that is, yeah, you know, Blizzard always said. And it was one of the defenses of a decision that Blizzard have done that kind of just ticked me off the most, where they said they didn't want to do guild garrisons or, you know, something like that, guild halls, because they wouldn't want people feeling like they couldn't control it if they weren't an officer, and they could reinforce some rough social dynamics. But I already don't have any authority in the guild. My rank is Raider. All that I expect from my guild is that... assuming I do all of the things that are required for me to hold the rank of Raider, that I get an invite to the raid. I have no expectation to change the direction of the guild, to decorate the guild's hall or anything like that. I mean, it would be nice if we could all, have a chat about that. But it was a terrible justification from Blizz, I think, because it's implicit when you join a guild that you don't have control over those things. Therefore, it is okay for the GM and the officers to be the people who, in-game get to click the buttons to do that. At least I can, in that situation, at least I could join the guild raid, get ahead of the curve, go back to my guild sanctuary, and see, oh yeah, we've mounted the head of the boss we just killed there. There'd be some camaraderie there. A guild sanctum is not there for the player expression, but it is there to be a totem to the guild's shared achievements, and that's why I would love something like that.
Yeah, no, I absolutely adore in FF14 the house that it's a guild that was two of our WoW guildies also play FF, and I joined and I hopped into their house, and it's a little club. I have no control over it. I have no say in it whatsoever, and it's just really nice. I like being there. They're there. I can see their history there. I can see all the bosses they killed together, and I feel like that's an aspirational thing to be walking into that. And then also the getaway with me not having control because there's instance rooms, so I just go to my room and decorate it the way I want. So I have a room in their house, and you can go to other people's rooms, see what they look like. I think that's a very solvable problem, and I think that the benefits of what that would do for guild identity in the long term would vastly outweigh any problems, for sure.
Yeah. And just the sort of thing, you get content to populate that system for free as you make new things. I mean, not literally for free, but, it's like the artists are already making kits for new buildings and stuff like that. I think the only difference would be that, they maybe would have to be made differently and implemented differently from a technical perspective in-game. Grant actually just literally asks, imagine one small house in your Pandaria farm, you can make cosmetic changes to it. It's like... Yeah, even something like that would be like a nice cozy thing that would elevate the experience of the Pandaria farm. And, even if you brought some of that farming into, maybe it's not player housing, maybe you call it homesteads. Yeah. And, it's something like that. And you can have one or two of those little features. I think that stuff would absolutely all be really good. There's one final thing. So whenever you ask me where my player house would be, I was very much thinking only in terms of the vanilla zones.
Yeah.
If we're to expand that, it's Howling Fjord. So there you go. It's Howling Fjord. I love Howling Fjord. It's got music. It's got the art, the vibe. It's exactly what I want. So there you go.